Angelina from Divine Hustles, and we're here with
Jordan Bentley, the owner of your favorite brand,
That's what's
Mr. Hypland himself.
Hey, we're at the pop-up right now in Los Angeles. Check it out. Check out the line. Check out the people supporting. Okay, so over here we have Mr. Bentley, CEO and founder of Mr. Hypland. Okay, now sure, I heard that you started at like age 9, just with designs and starting off with that. Now, share about that, share that youthful mindset.
I'm surprised you found that out. I'm like, my mom must have told you that or something. But yeah, I don't know, I grew up in like art classes and I've always been like a fan of fashion. So, you know, I like just start off kind of designing my own stuff, like whether it be like, you know, making colors of shoes and like just designing t-shirts, and then I didn't really get into like actually making clothes until I was like maybe like 13 years old, when I was in like 8th grade, and that's when we started making a brand. I grew up in like Fairfax area, so it's dope.
Yeah, and this man, he's pretty young, yo, and he started off very young, and that mindset to at that age to have that is not very typical, so you're already ahead of the game. So at what age did you purchase your brand, Hypland?
I was 13 when we started.
Listen to that, folks. Let him shock you. Absorb that. Absorb that. Okay, now what's your definition in your own words? Interpret the word fashion. What is fashion to you?
I feel like I can't really define what clothes are, but for me, I think it's just a way of self-expression. Like, at least for my brand, it's a reflection of all of my self-interest and things that I'm interested in. So, you know, I feel like fashion is just a means of self-expression. You know what I mean?
Yes, and over here, as you can tell, this pop-up is anime themed. So, what was the inspiration behind adding anime twist into streetwear?
You know, honestly, I've grown up and been a fan of like brands that really mix like Japanese and like just our streetwear culture. So you grew up like watching people like Bape, you know, Nigo, growing up in this Fairfax scene, seeing like brands that skateboarded. So for me, just the mix of the two, it really came in a dream, honestly. One day, I had a dream at my mom's house, and I thought about having like a collaboration with Dragon Ball Z, and I was like, you know what, it'd be cool for me to make some designs like that. I made some designs. My mom was like, nah, you can't release these illegally. Made me go the right way. And then I'll probably say, honestly, that was like the best advice my mom has ever like done for me. She's made a lot of sacrifices, but her saying like, you know what, take your time, do this thing right, you know, it's been like the biggest thing ever.
Yes, and speaking of sacrifices, with every business that's built up, there's always going to be trial and error. What are some trial and errors that you've been through building up this business alone?
I think the biggest thing is really just kind of knowing who to trust and like knowing who to work with. I didn't really use a lot of discernment in the beginning of my business. I just kind of like will work with a bunch of people, and now I'm a little bit more selective. But, you know, I feel like a lot of it, I feel like trial and error is like, you know, evident for any business. It's really just a learning process every day. Through our experiences, we just try and get better. You know, the first pop-up where I first met you guys, really disorganized, a long line. This one, we're moving a lot faster than the first one just because of our experiences from the first pop-up, and the next pop-up we have is gonna be even better just because, you know, we're able to grow and get better with every, you know, experience that we go through.
Yes, and speaking of fashion and clothing, how do you feel about that famous saying, the man makes the clothes, the clothes don't make the man? How do you feel that?
You know, honestly, from a brand perspective, the man definitely makes the clothes. I feel like you or the people are in charge of like the output you put, that you, I guess, like get when you wear something, if that makes sense. But I don't know if that answers your question. I'm like, that's a pretty interesting question. I'm like, I don't know, the man, I definitely get the saying where it's like, the man doesn't make the clothes, the clothes make the man and not the man makes the clothes. But I feel like it works on all aspects. From a brand side, I think the brand makes the people, because people wear something that's attached to some kind of like lifestyle and their interest, but it's also like deeper than that, you know what I mean?
Yes, and speaking about brands, a lot of people assume that you have to wear Gucci, Louis Vuitton, all these huge designer brands to be fashionable. Where do you stand on that as a designer, as somebody who's influenced by fashion? Do you think it takes expensive wear to be considered fashionable?
No, I mean, you wear what you like, man. Clothes are expressing yourself. It's like, I mean, I'm into like thrifted stuff. I'm wearing my own stuff. I'm wearing, you know, Capital denim, which is like vintage inspired. It's all these different things. I mean, you don't have to, I mean, if you like designer, wear designer, but if you don't like that, then don't wear it. I mean, I know plenty of fresh people that only shop at thrift stores. So, I mean, it's really just unlimited opportunities for you to kind of get fly, you know?
Yeah. And what's your overall vision for Hypland?
Without exposing too much, I want to further blend the black and just like urban kind of like culture with the world of like Japanese anime and like that pop culture. Without saying too much of what I plan on doing, is just, you know, further expanding those two worlds and making them kind of get better from like different angles beyond clothes. Clothes is just a foundation, but I have so many ideas and visions beyond just, you know, being a clothing company.
Yes, and that's a beautiful thing, folks. He's diversifying clothing alone. He's mixing up 2 different cultures into streetwear. Can you believe that? And of course, you're doing big things, man, ever since you were young. Now, for people of you,
Pretty loud.
yeah. But for the people of you, we're struggling. We don't know what to do. You had that mindset. You were driven. So, any messages to the youth who are struggling about being thrown into the world?
You know, honestly, for me, I started my brand just based off of my self-interest. It wasn't like, hey, I want to start a business. I feel like if you're trying to get into something, I would just say jump in the water, man. Don't put your toe in the water, just jump right in and figure it out. I mean, you know, failure is evident at times, but you know, it's really about like learning and getting better. So if you just kind of jump in there and be willing to like learn and fail and just get better with every situation, you'll get better. And just be confident, man. I mean, it's really a self-expression of yourself. And if you're confident within yourself and the things you like, you know, you'll never fail, man. It's unlimited opportunity, man. It's just so many people out there in the world, and there's somebody that'll resonate with your idea, man.
Yeah. Any messages to hustlers out there that are struggling to pursue their dreams?
Honestly, man, if you're struggling to pursue your dreams, you shouldn't be a hustler, bro. I feel like you gotta have ultimate confidence. For those people who are not, you know, confident, I say you gotta work on yourself first before you can try to put something out in the world. Because if you're not confident in your own stuff, nobody else will buy it from you. You gotta be fully invested in yourself 100% to get people to kind of follow your message also too. I mean, you think of every great leader, they have that confidence that radiates off of themselves onto other people to have them support them. So if you want people to support you, be confident, just know yourself, and just, you know, keep things pushing regardless of the naysayers and negative people. It's always gonna be people who don't agree with you, may criticize you, but if you are truly, you know where you wanna go, you'll be fine always.
Any last messages to people out there in general? Positive aspirations, positive words towards people?
Because we're on Fairfax right now, and I feel like there's a lot of people who are like giving me the side eye and like are very judgmental. At the end of the day, man, just gotta be positive, bro. Keep doing what you like and have confidence, bro. Like, I feel like if you like something, regardless of people who may judge you, you know, your decisions really only affect your life. So, I mean, you do what's best for you and what makes you happy, and you'll always be successful.
Wow, you heard it here, folks. Words of wisdom, positive words. Be kind, support each other, and keep hustling. Support him. Share your ads and socials so people can find you.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. First, follow Divine Hustles always. Thanks for having me. But my name is Jordan Bentley. That's my social media handles. Then you can follow Hypland, Hypland, no E.
Keep hustling, everybody.
Cool. That's tight. What? You don't say, hey, look, the closed mouth don't get fed and the closed book don't get read, so, you know, I gotta.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up.